Think about it. You're surrounded by thousands of strangers, hundreds of miles from shore, in a vessel larger than some skyscrapers, a city that never stops. Every door, every corridor, every locked compartment hides something. And for most passengers, those secrets stay hidden forever. When you sip that cocktail on the upper deck, someone below you is scrubbing oily floors for their 10th straight hour. When you're watching the sunset, the engines below are burning some of the dirtiest fuel known to man, pumping toxic smoke into the sky. And when the music stops at night, sometimes people simply vanish. It's a perfect illusion, one that's been crafted for decades. The cruise industry sells an image of carefree luxury, but behind it lies a system built on silence, control, and appearances. You'll never see it in the ads. You'll never hear it from the captain's cheerful announcements. But it's there, humming beneath the laughter, behind the locked, crew-only doors, and buried deep within the metal bones of these floating kingdoms. So tonight, we're going below deck, past the tourist smiles and souvenir photos, to uncover the 5 dark secrets that passengers were never meant to see. This is the dark side of cruising. Secret number 1, the hidden world below deck. When passengers step aboard a cruise ship, they enter what feels like a floating city of luxury. Endless buffet, pools glistening under the sun, smiling crew members greeting you with towels and cocktails. But beneath all that, literally several decks below your cabin, lies a world you'll never see. A hidden labyrinth of narrow metal corridors, small sleeping quarters, and an entire society of crew members who live under a completely different reality. To most guests, that world doesn't even exist. You're not supposed to see it. It's off limits, marked by doors labeled crew only. Down there, the temperature is hotter, the air heavier, and the smiles disappear. Crew members from around the world, the Philippines, India, Indonesia, Eastern Europe, live in tiny shared cabins, sometimes without windows, sometimes with barely enough room to stand between bunks. While passengers are served 5-course meals, many crew eat in separate mess halls with strict schedules and limited food options. Most of them work 12 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, for months without a single day off. And yet they keep smiling because they have to. Cruise contracts often forbid them from discussing working conditions with guests. In some cases, workers can be punished or sent home if they're caught complaining. One former crew member said in an interview, "Passengers think we live the same life but when they go to sleep, that's when our real day begins." This hidden world below deck is known among the crew as the underworld. It's where the laundry is done, the waste is processed, the food is stored, and the engines roar 24 hours a day. It's a maze of humming pipes, narrow hallways, and fluorescent lights that never go off. It's not glamorous, but it's what keeps the illusion of paradise afloat. Some documentaries have managed to capture glimpses of this world. One ex-employee described how they'd work 16-hour shifts for months straight just to send a few $100s home. Another revealed that on some ships, workers aren't allowed to leave the vessel during port stops, even when passengers are exploring the beaches. For passengers, the cruise is an escape from reality. For crew, it is their reality, one they can't escape. Secret number 2, the pollution you'll never see from the outside. A cruise ship looks pure, gleaming white against the blue sea. But what passengers don't see is what happens beneath the surface. A modern cruise ship can carry up to 6,000 passengers and crew, generating waste comparable to a small city. And unlike cities, there's no vast network of recycling plants or sewage systems in the middle of the ocean. So where does it all go? Each week, one large cruise ship produces around 200,000 gallons of human sewage, 1 million gallons of gray water from showers, sinks, and laundry, and several tons of solid waste. While cruise lines claim to treat and safely dispose of it, several investigations have revealed that not all of it is properly handled. In fact, in 2016, Princess Cruises, one of the biggest cruise operators in the world, was fined $40 million after admitting to illegally dumping oil-contaminated waste into the ocean and covering it up. Engineers even created a magic pipe to bypass pollution control equipment and secretly release waste into the sea. And that's just one company. Environmental watchdogs estimate that cruise ships collectively emit more sulfur dioxide than all of Europe's cars combined. The air around busy ports like Miami, Venice, and Barcelona often contains levels of pollution far higher than expected. Yet passengers rarely notice, because on deck, the ocean breeze masks the truth. What's more, most cruise ships still burn heavy fuel oil, one of the dirtiest fuels on Earth. Standing on the top deck, you see blue skies. But if you could follow the exhaust plumes that trail behind the ship, you'd see the hidden cost of your vacation, the choking emissions drifting across coastal communities and marine life. Some cruise lines have started adopting cleaner technology, like liquefied natural gas, LNG, and advanced wastewater treatment. But these ships represent only a small fraction of the global fleet. For now, the floating city model remains one of the least sustainable forms of travel on the planet. Secret number 3, the disappearances. Perhaps the darkest secret of all is what happens when someone simply vanishes. Since the early 2000s, over 400 people have gone missing from cruise ships. Some fall overboard, others disappear from cabins, and some are last seen on surveillance footage, only to never be found again. When you're on land, a missing person case is a police matter. But in international waters, things get murky. Literally. Cruise ships often operate under flags of convenience, meaning the ship is registered in a foreign country like Panama, the Bahamas, or Liberia. That means the laws of that country apply, not the laws of the passenger's home nations. So if an American tourist disappears on a ship registered in the Bahamas, in the middle of the Caribbean Sea, whose responsibility is it to investigate? Usually the answer is no one's. In many cases, investigations are minimal, delayed, or quietly dropped. Cruise lines may conduct their own internal reviews, but there's no independent oversight at sea. Families of missing passengers often report being kept in the dark or even misled. Some have accused cruise companies of tampering with evidence or failing to preserve security footage. In 2005, a man named George Smith mysteriously vanished from a Royal Caribbean ship during his honeymoon. His wife was found passed out in a hallway. Blood was discovered on the ship's side. Witnesses claimed there was a loud argument that night, but despite multiple investigations, no one was ever charged. George's body was never found. The case remains one of the most infamous examples of how quickly someone can disappear on a cruise and how difficult it is to get answers afterward. What's even more chilling, the industry isn't legally required to report every missing person immediately to U.S. authorities. Some cases only come to light through media coverage or the families themselves. On a ship carrying thousands of people, surrounded by endless ocean, someone can vanish, and the show simply goes on. The truth is, the ocean doesn't forget. It keeps its secrets, quiet, cold, and deep. And so does the cruise industry. But you don't have to. As passengers, as travelers, we can choose to see more, to look beyond the surface, to understand the systems that build our pleasures, and to question what they cost the world around us. Because the dark side of cruising isn't just about what happens at sea, it's about how easily we look away when the water sparkles, music builds, emotional crescendo. If you learned something new tonight, if this changed the way you'll see your next vacation, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves to travel. Not to ruin the magic, but to finally see what's been hidden beneath the waves.